All right, dear students, in this video tutorial, I will be explaining you biochemistry first topics. First of all, what you need to know is that in metabolism, we have anabolic reactions and catabolic reactions. Anabolic reactions are endothermic and catabolic reactions are ectothermic. Also know the difference between respiration and photosynthesis. Let me show it in here. From photosynthesis, we are getting oxygen and glucose, and the reactants are carbon dioxide and water. And respiration is the opposite of that. By the way, this is aerobic respiration, which means that oxygen is in the process. So glucose plus oxygen, and we are getting carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Just know the difference. Also, we have to know how to balance the chemicals reactions. In here, we have, for example, amino acids, protein. You have to know that, by the way, we are going to learn the alpha amino acids. We are not going to learn beta, gamma amino acids, only alpha amino acids. Basically, amino acids, they combine together by amide linkage, or also known as peptide bond. You see, we can mention both names. It's just a combination of them. We are gonna learn about few amino acids. Also, you need to know this. You need to know what's the difference between hydrolysis and condensation. By the way, hydrolysis, lysate comes from cat. Hydro comes from aqua, water. So in hydrolysis, we are adding water. But in condensation, we are removing water and we are creating the peptide linkage. Also, know one more thing is that whenever we add the amino acids together, one end is nitrogen and another end is carbon, terminal carbon. We have to know that we remove OH from COOH part, carboxylate part, we remove H from amino part. So, and we combine them, we are creating a water molecule. Uh, Let me move on to the next slide. We have to know, by the way, this will be provided for you. Alanine, arginine, so these are the amino acids. Proteinogenic amino acids, meaning that these are in our body. Or they are sometimes said alpha amino acids. Zibacterian, what's Zibacterian? As you can see, we have all amino acids. The backbone for all amino acids is NH2, let me R add R, H and C or H. The backbone of all amino acids, they contain NH2, CH, COH. So what's happening? We are having an intramolecular neutralization reaction or migration. What does migration mean? Moving from one place to another place in a deuterium form. And what's happening? The hydrogen in carboxylic acid groups intramolecularly migrates to NH2. Especially, you see, we have a non-bonding pair in here, which creates NH3 plus and COO minus. You see, this is a deuterium form. Deuterium form is the cationic and anionic form, which is called, by the way, hybrid. Hybrid means positive, negative, both. We have both forms. Also know that whenever we have low pH means high acidity. High acidity means that we have lots of H positives. Lots of H positive, way it's gonna attack. Is it gonna attack to positive deuterium side or negative deuterium side? We know the positive attacks negative. It comes in here, which creates COOH. It becomes a cation. So at low pH or high acidic level, the deuterium becomes cationic. But whenever we have the high pH, means that this is a basic form. You know that in basic form we have OH negative, and this OH negative it attacks to, of course, positive side. Remember, negative, positive, they attract each other. which takes an hydrogen from NH3 plus, and there becomes anionic part. This is the explanation of that. Also, yeah, how is this graph? You see, the cationic form gets lower once we increase the pH, and after a pH of 7, it becomes what? It becomes anionic form. Peptide bond or amide linkage or amide bond sites are called whenever two amino acids they contain together. As I have mentioned, we remove OH from carboxylic acid part. Also remember, it's the same in esterification reaction too. Please recall that in esterification reaction, we remove OH from carboxylic acid, we remove H from alcohol part. And you see from one H and one OH, we are getting one water. The combination of two amino acids, let me write, two amino acids, we are getting one H2O. If we combine three amino acids, then it will be two H2O, and it goes like that. So it's always N minus one formula. And you see, whenever the two amino acids combine, it's called dipeptide. Three amino acids combined, it's called tripeptide. Just know that. And this is the dipeptide, different dipeptides. Also know that whenever we name the dipeptides, always add YL, 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 YL to the first amino acid. The remaining will stay the same. For example, whenever we have alanine and serine, it will become alanyl serine. Hydrolysis is the opposite of condensation. In hydrolysis, this water affects fuel and which creates two amino acids. Again, remember this, peptide linkage will be N minus one, therefore N minus one water molecule. It's always peptide and water will always be N minus one.